See you guys, hello! Today we're gonna review new game that's called Empty Shell. Empty Shell is a top-down survival horror game set in a dark and industrial environment. Players take on the role of a volunteer who has signed up for a recovery operation without being privy to too many details. Empty Shell is a roguelike game, meaning that each time players die, they will start over from scratch, but they will retain some of their progress. The game is also procedurally generated, meaning that the levels are different each time players play. The gameplay in Empty Shell is focused on exploration and combat. Players must explore the levels to find a resource and weapon, as they must fight off enemies in order to survive. The game features a variety of different enemies, each with their own unique abilities and weaknesses. Players must also manage their sanity in an Empty Shell. Exposure to the horror of the game world can cause players to lose their sanity, which can lead to other negative effects. Empty Shell has a dark and atmospheric art style. The game's levels are well designed and detailed, and character models are appropriately creepy. The game's presentation is also top-notch. The voice acting is excellent and the soundtrack is haunting and settling. The story of Empty Shell is shrouded in mystery. Players must piece together the story as they explore the game's world and interact with its character. The game's story is not for the faint of heart, but it's well written and engaging. It features a number of memorable characters and shocking twists and turns. This is a teleglitch, but never I looked up the studio that made teleglitch and they are not the same, but the style is very recognizable, so without fact checking, because I am lazy, there are some people involved and that are involved in this. Anyway, one of my main pet peeves with teleglitch was a mail which had a pretty short range and made it pretty easy to get hit when you weren't laser focused. This game has a very satisfying mail, good range, decent stun time. You basically only get hit by basic, non-ranged enemy if you have skill issues. It also gives you a lot of weapon and ammo to play with. I have yet to progress very far, but I was able to buy a bunch of permanent upgrades and armor plates without ever having to spend credits on ammo. All in all, fun game without teeth gameplay, replayable, great sound design, story is definitely engaging, but not the main focus as you can expect from a roguelite. The survival horror and roguelite genres work very well together in the game. It's something that I can see myself playing multiple times over. A single run like one other roguelite won't take you very long, but it's a game that requires multiple runs to truly appreciate. This game overall is great. I think that the concept is compelling and interesting, and that it meshes well with gameplay. In a game with a top-down or ATS camera, you don't expect to feel much connection to the character, but with this game you still feel their tension. Even though the character changes rapidly, and remains feels a lot like a 2.5-dimensional version of a GTFO. Especially since it's only like 2 days after launch, the game can only go up from here with the introduction of QOL and maybe some content updates. Devs, if you're reading this, then you know did a good job. At first, most people might find the castelled black and white radio wave style visual slightly disorienting, especially if you find yourself seeing the skylines and stuff as weird, but personally I found myself really enjoying this aesthetic and energy to it. The game gives a really good feeling with cryptic horror and stance, not to mention it in a surprising wide arsenal of weapons and choosing in the game, so there are plenty to come back for. Plus when NG Plus being a things and all, I found myself feel like I was on the edge of my seat with some of the bosses and enemies that really makes you see arsenal you have. Enemies are diverse and feel lively and aggressive. The games give me some similar energy to Signalis with how it feels and plays. and I didn't encounter any particular glitches or poor optimization that I especially noticed. My only major con is the game did feel a little short, and I would not have minded seeing more bosses in the game with how epic and different they all felt. Game also has a little bit of a bullet hell things going on with some enemies. Thank you for watching, bye.